1. The Last Candle. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and whispering pines, there was an old shop at the end of Lantern Street. Its wooden sign, faded by time and weather, read, "Lightkeeper's Emporium, Candles, Clocks, and Curiosities." Inside, the scent of wax and lavender hung in the air, mingling with the gentle ticking of old grandfather clocks. The shelves were packed with all kinds of candles, short, stout ones, tall, elegant tapers, scented ones shaped like animals or flowers, and others so oddly made they looked like melted sculptures. But one candle stood alone on a dusty high shelf in the corner. It was plain, unremarkable, white with a thick wick. Its tag had turned yellow with age and read only one word in handwritten ink: "Endure." Nobody ever bought it. Most customers didn't even notice it. The candle had been made by the shop's founder, Elias the Lightkeeper, more than a century ago. Some said it was the last candle he ever crafted. Others whispered that Elias had poured something into it, something more than wax and wick. The current shopkeeper, Miss Lorien, had inherited the emporium from her grandfather. She had tried to light the candle once, on a stormy night when the power had gone out and her other candles had all burned too low. But no matter how long she held the match to its wick, it refused to catch flame. She placed it back on the shelf, where it sat patiently, year after year, until the boy came.
2. A boy named Oren. Oren was 12, quiet, curious, the sort of child who asked questions adults rarely knew how to answer. He had moved to the village with his mother after his father passed away. They rented a small stone cottage near the woods. Oren often wandered on his own, drawn to anything old, forgotten, or strange. He discovered the emporium on a rainy afternoon when the sky wept with the kind of sorrow that matched the ache inside him. He stepped into the warmth of the shop, and Miss Lorien welcomed him with a soft smile and a cup of warm cider. Week after week, Oren returned. He listened to the ticking of the clocks, studied the patterns on candle jars, and asked about the history behind odd items like the compass that pointed to memory, not north, or the bottle filled with whispers. Then, one day, he spotted the candle. "Why is that one up there?" he asked. Miss Lorien followed his gaze and smiled wistfully. "That one, it's special. It doesn't burn, or maybe it does, but not with fire. No one really knows." Oren stared at it for a long while. "Can I try?" Miss Lorien hesitated. "I suppose it wouldn't hurt." She brought it down, handed him a box of matches, and watched him as he struck one. The flame danced, trembling in the stillness. Oren held the match to the wick, and this time it caught.
3. A light unlike any other. The candle burned, but not like other candles. Its flame was steady. It glowed with a warmth that seemed to wrap around the room. The shadows receded, the clocks quieted. Even the rain outside softened, as though hushed by the gentle light. Miss Lorien stood in silence, hands pressed to her mouth. "That's never happened before." Oren looked into the flame and saw something strange. Faint shapes shifting within it, like memories swimming in amber. And then he heard it. A voice, soft like wind through reeds, old like the hush of history. "You carry grief," it said. Oren blinked. Who are you?" "I am what remains, of Elias, of hope, of the light that endures. Miss Lorien saw only the boy staring into the flame, lips moving in silence. She touched his shoulder, and he turned to her with tears in his eyes, not of sorrow, but of something like recognition.
IV, the flickering path. That night, Orrin brought the candle home. His mother, weary from long days and longer nights, barely noticed as he placed it on his windowsill and lit it again. The glow filled their small cottage, making the cracked walls seem softer, the corners less lonely. When Orrin slept, he dreamed of light. Not the harshness of bulbs or the coldness of moonlight, but the kind that came from kindness, from memory, from something warm and patient. He saw Elias the lightkeeper in his dreams, an old man in a blue robe, his hands weathered from years of crafting. He stood beside a great river of wax and flame. "You lit it," Elias said, smiling. "You're the first in 100 years." "What is it?" Orrin asked. "It's a bridge between what's been lost and what still matters." Orrin awoke to find the candle still burning, and yet it hadn't grown shorter. The fire in the village. Word spread. Ms. Lorien told the townsfolk. Children came to peek. Elders murmured old tales. Some laughed it off, others watched with wary awe. One evening, the mayor's daughter fell gravely ill. No medicine helped. Desperate, her parents asked to borrow the candle. Orrin hesitated. The candle wasn't his, not really, but something inside him whispered, "Let it light." He brought the candle to their home and lit it beside the girl's bed. The room grew calm, her fever eased. That night, for the first time in days, she slept peacefully. In the morning, she opened her eyes. From that day forward, the candle became more than a curiosity. It was a comfort, a presence, a reminder that some things endure even when all else fails. It never burned lower, it never flickered in fear. It simply stayed. VI, the things it saw. The candle sat at the heart of weddings and funerals, of newborn cries and last goodbyes. It witnessed arguments softened by apology, confessions whispered into night, and moments so gentle they needed no words at all. People left letters beside it, secrets, hopes. And Orrin, now its keeper, read each one and never told. He was older now, 16, then 20, then 30. He grew taller, the shop grew older, the candle did not. Miss Lorien passed, her final night made peaceful by the candle's steady glow. Orrin buried her with a lantern he'd made himself. Years passed, the world changed, but the candle kept burning.
7. The time of ash and cold. Then came the year when nothing was warm. War reached even the quiet hills. Roads cracked, fields dried, people fled or fell. Orrin, now an old man, stayed. The village emptied, the clocks stopped, the candle remained. When the final snow fell and no birds returned, Orrin sat by the window with the candle. He held it close, though it needed no tending. And he said, "I'm tired." The flame flickered, just once. "You've endured," the voice said, "so others could remember." Orrin nodded, eyes heavy. He slept and did not wake. 8.
after the silence. No one knows how long the shop stood empty, but one spring a girl with wild curls and wandering feet found it. She stepped over ivy and silence, pushed open the door, and found dust. And the candle, still burning, still waiting. She sat beside it, felt its warmth, and whispered, "Hello." And for the first time in years, the candle flickered, not in sorrow, but in greeting. Epilogue: What light leaves behind. The candle that refused to burn out was never just a candle. It was love held in wax, memory sealed in flame. It burned not with fire, but with what people left behind: hope, grief, joy, and story. And so long as someone needed a light that could not die, the candle would remain, enduring.